All right, welcome back to the Golf Lab. This is obviously my second episode, so as you can see, I've kind of gotten this cleared out. This is the garage bay that I've decided that it's going in. So, like I told you, it's 10 and a half feet, so 10 and a half foot ceilings and 11 foot wide, and just absolutely, to me, the perfect spot. It's 25 feet. You can't see behind you, but or you can't see behind the camera, shall I say. And it goes 25 feet long. So there's plenty of room here to get it done. I do have some stuff that you see kind of stacked on the side here, but that's all getting out of here. I have a friend that stayed with me for a little while, and he's about ready to get his own place. And so he's headed out, and all that will be cleared off. And in fact, the enclosure that I'm getting will go that way. I'm going to be hitting the ball toward the garage door. And the enclosure itself is going to have side walls that are 5 feet in length. So that will cover and make a good little connection between the side and where the wall is. And again, here's that wall I told you about. It's kind of just a separator between the two garage bays. And it's actually going to work out really well because I've got a good plan on how I'm going to utilize that spot as far as monitors go, and a way for the guests to see what you're doing on the golf simulator and not have to look at the big screen just to see that. So what I am going to do first, obviously, is I got to figure this whole thing out. The motor, the railing, all that's coming down. And I have two options. I can either pay someone to come rerun the electrical wires over to the side and do a side mounted motor, which would be just between those two garage doors that you see over there. That would eliminate most of this, and the actual door would go up and be within like 2 inches of the roof. So that would free up all this space. I have one other cost-effective option that I'm considering, and that's just taking this motor down. Just taking this middle section down, and the supports that come off the ones on the ceiling, taking those down, and taking these two side rails down and those supports down. That can all be done by me and be cost effective. And the reason I'm even considering that is this enclosure and this area is going to be a permanent golf lab, golf lounge, whatever you want to call it. I call it the golf lab. But not the golf channel, the golf lab. I don't want to get sued or anything or get a cease and desist letter. But what I'm saying is, it's going to be permanent. My screen, my impact screen is going to be down on this end, and I'm not going to be raising the garage door up and down. So what I'm thinking about doing is I have enough shelf storage space on this other side of the garage to take this stuff down and move it over there. I've already checked it. I will leave the rails on the side of the garage in place, and that will keep the tension on the garage. The rail, the top rail up there, the spring, it's all going to still be intact. So the only thing that's going to stop is I'm not going to be able to raise it up or raise it down. Not a big deal if you plan on using this as a permanent location, as a permanent spot, and you're just not going to use this garage bay, which I'm not. This is going to be my man cave, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be mine, and I'm not going to use it for anything else. And that's what I think that's what I'm going to do, because by the time you pay someone to run the electricity, that's $500. I priced it out, and then you're buying another garage door motor, which is about anywhere from $800 to $1,000 to have them come and put that on the side. And if I'm not using it to go up and down, why not save yourself $1,500? So that's probably what I'm going to do, unless something happens during this process that changes my mind. But I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, getting back to what I'm going to do. As you can see, this is a hard concrete floor. My plan is I'm going to get some type of carpet, foam, and I'm going to do this floor. I'm going to do the floor and leave a spot open for the hitting pad, the hitting mat, whichever one I decide on. I'm gonna put that in the middle on the hardwood floor, and then everywhere else I'm gonna have some sort of foam, outdoor carpet, some form of of softening the blow when the ball comes back, so that when it hits the ground, it's not ricocheting all over the place, and I get a little bit of shock absorption out of whatever I put on the ground, on the floor. So that's going to be probably one of the first steps I make, is deciding what flooring to use. I've got some things in mind. I got some things coming, and I'm going to make my mind up on that fairly quick. Like I said earlier, I think this is the perfect area because I can control the light. This light's obviously, it's off now, but it's not going to be here because it's going to be down. The only other light I have is what you see. I have a fluorescent light above my head. It takes like 4 bulbs. I've taken 3 of the bulbs out, and now I'm at 1 bulb. So I think I can control the lighting. The only other lighting I have is these 3 little windows, these 2 windows right here. There's a 3rd window, but that 3rd window is going to be, as you can see it there, that 3rd window is going to be, it's going to be blocked out by the enclosure itself. So really, I only have these 2 windows. They're probably, looks about 24 inches tall by 12 inches wide. So they're not very, and plus they don't face the sun. They face another house. And so the light comes in from those is very limited. I think I'm fine with that. We'll see how this lighting stuff works. Like I told you before on this, what I am going to do on this wall over here, and as you can see it, I am going to attach some heavy curtains that's going to go from the edge of this wall to the rear wall of the bay. And so that's going to block this top part off. It will dampen the noise. It will also reduce the light bleed over that's coming from the other garage bay fluorescent. And I'll need that fluorescent light over there more than I'll need this one, because obviously be pulling the car in there and doing various things in the garage. So I am definitely going to have this heavy duty curtain on this side. And then where the enclosure comes out 5 feet, I may have a little section right in here between these 2 walls. That's probably going to be some type of netting, so that my strike area this way, that if, you know, we get the old Shankopolis shows up, I got something to catch it and not kill my car or ricochet and kill me. So we're just gonna play that by ear and see how that goes, and I'll figure it out as it goes. Anyway, back to this wall. Like I told you, my hitting area is going to be somewhere around right in here. There's a little line in the concrete. I know you can't see it, but that's about 10 feet away from where the impact screen is going to be. And they say to put it 10 or 12. I'm going to try 10 because I want to use this rear space that you can't see right now, and I'll show you at another time the rear space. I want to use it for something else. So the hitting mat is going to go right here, the hitting strip right here, and so we'll be hitting into this way. And like I said, there'll be some sort of netting here. And then there'll be the heavy curtains on the other side of this little center wall that separates the 2 garages. There'll be some heavy black curtains probably there that kind of closes this spot off and makes it into what I want to, which is a place for me and my friends to come out here and hang out. We do that on Thursday night a lot, and, you know, have a drink, have a beer, you know, hit golf balls and just have some fun. And like I said, part of this is using the money that my dad left toward this is just a way for me to remember him, to come in here and reflect on the times that we did play golf together and how much he would have loved this, because this is going to allow me, the reason we all do this the reason I do this is because I love golf. I want to play courses that I'm never going to get the opportunity to play. Augusta, you know, Pebble Beach, all these courses that I'm more than likely never going to be able to get on. And I want to be able to do it in the comfort of my home with my friends, and us all kind of relive shots that we saw Tiger make or Phil make or all the guys. And so that's kind of my thought, is just a meeting area to shoot it up and to have a great time and to just reminisce. And like I said, also a place for me to kind of reflect on my dad and what he would have thought about it. So what I am going to do, like I told you on this wall, my idea is to mount some TV screens. I want 2 of them. I want one up here, and I think I want one down here. And I want to be able to shoot the software from the launch monitor to this upper one so that the people that are going to be sitting in the little area where you can sit can see the numbers and the picture. They don't have to look at the big screen in order to see it. So I'll have a TV here. I want to put another TV up under it and put some type of streaming stick in there so that we can sit out here and watch golf while we're playing golf, or watch football or basketball or whatever. Like I said, I'm from Tuscaloosa, title town, whoop whoop. So we're big into Alabama football, Alabama basketball, and college sports in general, and golf. So I can have something running on this screen down here that we're all kind of watching, and then also have the screen up here to get all the golf information, club data, ball data, and see the course from this way. That way you don't have to look all the way down every time. So that's my thought. Again, I told you I'm going to put a projector somewhere, in this ceiling area, probably about right in here. I want it kind of off to the right and out of the swing zone, but off to the right. You can do that easily with these projectors nowadays. They got keystone corrections. You can move the image left, right, up, down, and get it set the way you want it in order to kind of keep it out of the way. But I do want a projector. I want the big screen. I'm going with an 8.5 foot tall, 8.5 foot tall by 10 foot. I think it's 10 foot, 10.5 foot, 8.5 by 10.5, so 10.5 foot wide, which is going to fit perfectly in here. I told you I got a good 11.5 feet, almost 12 that I can use. So that 8.5 and 10.5 is going to work perfect. It's going to allow me to fill the screen with the image from the projector and have full screen. So that's really important to me. I want it as lifelike as I can get it. I want it to feel like I'm there, and I want the people that are here with me to enjoy all that as well. So that is kind of my plan at this point. I'm just getting this cleaned up. I'm getting it cleared out. I'm already starting to hang some things up on the rear back here, some just memorabilia that I want to put up. And so I'm starting to kind of do some things on the walls, and I don't want to show that yet, but I will at some point. And I'm also kind of setting up a love seat area where people can sit and we can kind of have our drinks and hang out while the other person's up there hitting the golf ball. So anyway, I will show you all that later at a point. I'm also, let me say, I'm ordering this, what do you call it? I guess a golf bag holder, one that can hold 3 bags, so that if I have, my bag is going to stay in here, obviously, but if I have a couple of people come over, they can put their bags in there and pull their clubs, because I want them using their clubs when they come here and kind of get the reading off their own clubs and not just my clubs. So I'm going to make an area where they can put their bags in. And like I said, it's just going to be, quite frankly, a dream of mine to have this, set up in here as my space. This golf lounge and this golf lab is going to give us a chance to work on our game, but have fun at the same time and make it something enjoyable. So, in remembrance of my dad, I'm really going to throw everything I got at this and see if I can't get it the way I want it. So anyway, that's going to probably do it for this episode. I am expecting to get some carpet samples in here pretty soon. I'm going to make my decision. I'll show you what I chose and why I chose it for me. And maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. But you will see this place get transformed over the next few months. And it's going to take me a little while because, like I said, I got a friend that's got a bunch of stuff in this bay, and he's moving it out as he gets his own house. That will be here the next month or two. So I'll be kind of doing that. I do have a trip. I'm planning on going to Arizona. I'm going to the Waste Management Open in Phoenix. First time ever in a big time pro tournament like that. I got a friend that lives there. I'm going to stay with him in February. So there'll be a 2-week period that I'll be gone on that. But then in and out, before and after that, I'll be doing some things. So tune into the channel, watch how this all changes, and maybe you'll learn something, or maybe we'll both learn something on the products that I choose and why I chose them, and how this area gets transformed into what I think is going to be the best golf lab in, well, at least in Tuscaloosa, but hopefully, everywhere, anywhere, whatever the word is. But thanks again for tuning in. Please like and subscribe the channel. Like I said, the Golf Lab is something that I want it to be available for everybody and to be a learning resource, not only for you, but for me, and to have something I can reflect back on as this thing gets started. But I'm very excited about it. I'm excited that you're here. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode of The Golf Lab.